Oh, it's going to be a big one today, guys. We have the one and only Kara Morgan from PlanIt Solutions. She's our sister out of Ontario who has an amazing initiative for young entrepreneurs, for women in business, for single incomed women who are looking to get involved in the work field or who want to launch their own business. She has an amazing product that is changing the world, that is helping the environment and empowering the community. Stay tuned for more information today on the Empower Hour.
I think this is me.
Welcome to the Empower Hour. We're bringing power to the people because the people have the power. This squad's going to entertain, enlighten, and empower y'all. I'm Queen Kaya, joined by Pharaoh Hammond Freeman and Gina the Great. But before we do anything else, like always, we're going to bless this show and our kings and queens listening.
Blessed, melanated, rising, my people. I am so grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our creator, and I'm grateful to our ancestors who are present here with us and for creating this great opportunity for us to be able to get together and to be on air today. And I just asked that today's show, let it be very entertaining, let it be uplifting, let it be inspiring, and most importantly, let it be empowering for each and every one of our listeners out there. And I'm sending out that spirit of love, light, unity, strength, great health, peace, and wealth to our community. Hotep, amen, ashe, aibobo. Stay tuned as we're about to take a quick little break. And then we'll be back with the people, with the one and only Kara Morgan.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people, y'all.
Ah, yes, beautiful people. We are back. So like we had mentioned at the top of the show, we are talking efficiency. We're talking, how do we, you guys know me, I am big on saving our planet that we are one and the same with. And this queen that we have on with us today, I think if the planet needed a right-hand woman, she is it. She is very concerned about the planet. She's very concerned about efficiency and ensuring that we are thinking green. I'm very proud to announce our sister, Kara Morgan, is on with us this morning. Grand Rising Queen, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, Pharaoh. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. It's been well overdue, so I'm very glad to be able to have you on this morning. So there's all kind of stuff, and I'm glad we had a good chat off air before we were able to get on. There's all kind of awesome things happening in the community. So, but before we dive into the business and the great ops that you have for people who resonate with the same kind of vibes that we do, let's give an opportunity for you to introduce yourself to the community.
All right. Well, thank you again. My name is Kara, and initially I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I grew up in Alberta and Ontario, and this is my second stint at entrepreneurship. So I did have a business in Alberta where I was selling Black history books, mostly children's Black history books, but just, all those awesome titles, Stolen Legacy, all those really great books, and also multilingual books. And then I moved to Ontario and wanted to continue here, but the competition here was pretty stiff.
I was gonna say, you're in Alberta, you're the king of the castle, or the queen of the castle, I should say. Like, yeah. No, geez. Oh my gosh. Okay, then you come in and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah. Got your knowledge bookstores and yeah. So I was like, all right, time to get a government job,
Yep, do what you gotta do until you can do what you want to do. Yes.
That is exactly right. So I did work for the government almost for 9 years, and then started my second business, which is this current one, in 2012 when I had my second child, and just I had a very interesting start to it, just very competitive. I started off as a virtual consultant and just, some people call them virtual assistants, just realized how saturated that market was, and then decided to go into my bread and butter, the thing that I do best, which is problem solving, looking at efficiency, looking at the root cause of things, and realized working with, several large national companies as well as the government, that it was very common, people were doing manual things that could be automated, or they were using multiple programs when they only needed one, or they were doing a lot of workflow redundancies. So there were, much faster ways that they could do things. And I thought, there's something here. It seems like a common problem with small businesses and larger businesses. And so I stepped in. It's been 10 years. There's been some ups and downs, as with any business. But COVID was actually a good thing for us because people needed a lot of online stuff, and that was a good break for us, as well as it allowed us to introduce our blind product, which also deals with the physical aspects of productivity. So if you're in an environment that's too hot, too cold, muggy, it's very hard to be productive, and that's where the blinds come in, because they help regulate the temperature in the room and cut on glare.
So hold on. And let's and this is good. So let's give some context. So first off, so the company PlanIt Efficiency Solutions.
Yeah.
So now is PlanIt a play on words? Like, so planet, like the planet Earth, but also PlanIt?
PlanIt. So it's plan as in make the plan, and then IT as in IT.
So you see, and let me tell you guys, in all transparency, people, I am so glad I'm doing, because I think I've known you now a couple of years, and we've been talking, doing all kind of different things. I just got that right now, live, right now, as we're speaking, as we're going through it. I'm like, wait a second. I was like, no, because, and the thing is, it's just because I know, like, when I think about you, I think about just efficiency. I think about but I also think, because the blinds aspect, I'm always thinking just the well-being of the planet. Right. Yeah. So, and I'm super green. You guys already know I'm one with the planet Earth all the time. So, so that's it. So that's how I always connected. But as you're explaining, I'm like, wait a second. In truth, that's why you spell it like that. I always just assume. I never. Anyways, guys, this is why we do these things. It gives opportunity for myself to get to better know our community, but also for you all who are listening and who are participating to really know exactly who's who and who's doing what. So it's all about efficiency. It's all about helping businesses, organizations, and government to be able to function efficiently in what they're doing. But now you have a particular project itself that I would like to take a moment to deep dive, because when you're talking about the blinds now, so that's a unique product to you, like within your company itself?
Yeah, so there are solar blinds on the market. Just about every blind manufacturer has one. Blinds to Go, Hunter Douglas, they all have their own version of the solar blind. This is a unique product in that it's more of a technology than like a window covering for aesthetic reasons. This is actually functional, and it's coated like it. So there are two sides to the blind. One side has a silver reflective side, and then the other side, if you flip it over, it has a dark side that absorbs heat. So in the winter, the dark side would be facing out, and it would absorb heat into the room, and that would allow you to lower your thermostat. So because you're using the natural sun to bring in heat, and in the summer it deflects the heat back out. So again, that allows you to reduce your AC usage. So on average, it cuts the heating and cooling costs year round by about 40%.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is, right? Especially for businesses, because they keep increasing the rates for commercial properties, especially. But the other thing it does is that it blocks 92% of the UV rays. None of the other products on the market block that much. So it depends on how opaque it is, the opacity of the product. So if it's very thick,
opacity,
yeah.
You can't just tell me words like that, and I'm going to ask you, what is that?
That's the denseness of the fabric. So if it's a tight weave, then it's got a high opacity, right? Okay. Which means it's letting in less light, yes, but that also means it's letting in less UV, but less light into your space, so it's darker, right? And you might not want it to be dark, especially in the daytime. If it has looser weave, which means it's almost sheer, then it's letting in all the light you want, right? Relatively speaking. but it's also bringing in all the UV rays. So it's
Okay.
always a trade-off with those commercial ones.
Right.
With this product, it's always 92 to 95% UV blockage and 90% visibility all the time, right? Which is nice if you've got a condo or if you've got a nice view in the back or the front or wherever you put this product, you're still getting that light. You're still getting your vitamin D, you know, your portion of vitamin D,
Yes.
but you're not getting the damage that comes with
And
that.
and you know, and because like the OFC, we're a global network, so we have members like from the Caribbean into onto the continent. So would you say this is something that works across the board, or is it something more for North America where we get winter?
So you get more usability from it in North America because it'll combat both the heat and the cold. It'll work in both situation. In the Caribbean, you would only need the reflective side. So you would leave the reflective side open, facing out all of the time. There's no need to flip it, right?
Okay.
Because you don't want it absorbing heat into the.
That's exactly that's what we're talking dumb facts. Okay. No, but this is really cool. Okay. So now all right, so now we understand the product. I think everybody listening now has a good gist. And if they want to see what it looks like, can they go into your website if they want to see what the blinds look like?
They can go into the website. I did have a mock-up, but I don't have it in here right now. There are samples on the website. If you go to the product tab or the solar blind tab, you'll see some samples there. Now they look just like your ordinary blinds, so you can get them in roller shades, verticals, what we call panels, so they fit snugly into, let's say, an office building window that's not operable. That means it doesn't open, right?
Okay.
So with your other blinds, you're still paying for it to open, right?
Right, exactly.
You're in a building that the windows will never ever open. That's kind of a waste of money. So that's the other nice thing about
this is good, and I wanna just plant the seed for all our developers out there, and actually remind me, because a couple of weeks ago we had an awesome brother who was a huge developer within the community, and I think it would be a great connection, because it's just like for the structures that he's building and stuff like that, it could be added value to kind of sell it with these blinds already included, and they could show you, like, you know. So I don't know if that's something you already think of, but I would love to be able to connect it with some of the developers within the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Developers, architects, if you in the medical industry, a lot of the chemicals that they use are sensitive to UV rays. So that's a good area. And actually one of the areas that we really prosper in is in wellness facilities. So if you've got like a yoga studio or exercise, you know, a gym, something like that, hair salons are really good as well. One thing I didn't mention about them, so in the daytime, you can see fully out, so you can see through the blinds, but no one can see in. So for salons and dentist's office, you know, physician's office, that I don't know if you've ever been to a physician's office and people can see like straight through the blinds and you're like naked.
Yeah. Or at the dentist, your mouth is skinning open, people walking by, you're like, this was happening.
Not a good look, right? So in the daytime, there'll be privacy. So you can see them, but they can't see you. In the nighttime, however, it's like a two-way mirror. So wherever the light source is coming from, they can see in during the nighttime. So not ideal for a bedroom unless you have, you know, another cover. But great for commercial spaces where you've got employees working at night and you want to know who's in that building. So if there's someone in there that should not be, you would see outside that.
I love that. Okay, so now this is huge. So now let's dive in, because so we have a great opportunity for those who are hearing and they're like, all right, this sounds like a cool product, a cool initiative. Now there's ways that people could get involved, like if they want to join the business or collaborate. So let's talk about it, because first, you know, I'm going to support able to get any kind of funding. I always got to give them their claps, because it's not an easy process. You know what I mean? And sometimes, anyways, it is what it is, but I have to congratulate you. So you're able to get some funding to keep this, to go next level with it, like I like to say. So let's talk about the project.
So we're starting a project this summer where we're going to onboard women installers to work with these blinds, to sell these blinds and some of the standard blinds. The program, I'm focusing primarily on mothers. So single income mothers. I don't like the term single mom. I find it very derogatory, so I don't use it. So single income mothers, mostly racialized women, but primarily in the Black community. Why? Because this is part of the construction industry as well as the tech industry. And we are very, very underrepresented in both those industries. And we're talking less than 10%. When you just as a nation, as a melanated people, we're very much underrepresented. But when you look at women, it's negligible. It's less than 5 in some cases. So getting more women into an industry, both of those industries have always prospered no matter what the economy is doing. So it's a stable field to get in. It allows you the flexibility to, set your own hours, set your own income level. It can be very busy, as well as, allow you to work with who you want to work with. You don't have to rely on the employer to decide that for you. You can decide that for yourself.
So it's almost like you're empowering these women to be self-sustaining. Like they could now they'll have a skill, almost like I guess you can't call it a trade, or would it be a trade? Like I guess
it is a trade. So it's finishing. It's a finishing trade. So it is part of the construction industry. And so they would be self-employed initially, but working under our umbrella. And,
the best of both worlds there. Good.
Right. And we will educate you on how to be an entrepreneur, how to be self-employed, all the things that you need to do there, as well as some may want to seek certification in some of the energy fields. That's definitely part of the plan. It depends on your income, your education level rather. So we are looking for people who have post-secondary, at least some post-secondary education. You will need to be a math whiz. And by that, you can measure stuff. You can do some simple calculations with your head, not the calculator.
Okay.
Right? And you need to be able to lift at least 25 pounds. So there are some prerequisites. But apart from that, we will train you to do the rest. The training is part of the program, so that will be covered. And then once the program is over, we're looking to, there are jobs waiting. So we're just trying to put the people in place to meet that demand.
Just take a quick positive cause just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keen Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keen Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeenGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of hjcourtierauto.com. That's HJCOURTIERAUTO.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to the next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. Check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out javalogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M-City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island, and Côte-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other. A question for those listening: is the training, when you say it's covered, are they paid to be trained?
The training itself, the cost of the training is paid for.
Okay.
And there is a salary component, but not until the program is done. So once we go out on the field, then yes, that you will be self-employed at that point. That will probably take anywhere from 6 months to a year to get to that point.
Okay.
But I don't see, unless all windows are banned, you know.
Hey, you're laughing about it. We're in a crazy world. There might be like no more sun for anybody. It's illegal to have windows. It's like, all right. And then we're just going to let it happen too, because that's what we keep doing, just letting it happen. All right, fine. No sun. But anyways, I'll digress on that. So just to paint the picture. So now, so we have a single income sister in the community who is hearing this and would like to participate. How does the schedule work? Because if she's already working, like she has her one income, so how is the training schedule going to work? Like, is it like how do you envision that?
So the training you'll have to be available for, and that will probably the in-house training where we show you how to measure the windows and all that. That will probably be a 2-day training, and then the other training, like the office work, learning about energy efficiency, that will be done virtually. So that won't be a live classroom setting. That will be virtual, but you do need to be present for, this probably 3 hours that will.
Oh, okay, that's reasonable, and I think it's that's definitely reasonable, and it's like, okay, and I guess you like once you have all the candidates and stuff like that, I guess you could create the schedule according like that would kind of accommodate the group. Okay.
So once they're trained, and we're looking at 6 months down the road, maybe a little bit longer, depending on what happens, because stuff's been happening. Yeah. So once that happens and they're out in the field, then they work on their own schedule. So I may call and say, we've got a job in Kitchener. Are you available? Or we'll post it and see, who's available to do that job. But ideally, you're looking at maybe teams of 2 that might be working on any job, but there are many people that do it alone. It might just be a residential property, and few windows, you can do that on your own. Or it might be one of the bigger commercial properties, and then you would need.
Okay, and then okay, I like this, and the other thing to put these people at ease, those who are listening, you're gonna have the advantage of being an entrepreneur, but it's like your leads and your clients are being fed to you, and I'm sure like you could go out and search for your own clients and stuff as well, but because of this program, like you guys are basically like you guys are providing them leads, you guys are providing them not even leads, sales, like customers. You're selling them, this person wants it, go install. Like it's that is really, really good. So now, okay, so let's talk a little bit, because I'm looking at our time now. All right, so so what do we have coming up? Because so now I know there's people who are listening and they are interested. And one thing I have to say, everybody's hearing this from all over the world. This isn't because of that component where you have to be in person. It is an Ontario-based initiative.
It is. It's in Southern Ontario. primarily the GTHA, so Greater Toronto Hamilton area,
Okay.
because they're the training for the actual windows to measure them and what's not, that will be in person.
Okay, got it. And just to throw the question out there, if somebody's from Quebec and they're hearing this and they want to come out there to get the training to learn it, for that hands-on, can they do that and then come back into Quebec to do the virtual part and then be able to offer services out here?
Yeah. So if they meet all of the criteria, there will be interviews and there will be a short list out of the larger group. So if they meet all of those criteria, then yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, this is
Now
huge.
that part will be funded.
No, right.
You'll have to fund your own transportation.
A good point.
But everything else will be covered.
I love it. So now, okay, so there's an info session coming up. What's the date of the info session?
So I haven't said it yet, but I'm looking at the end of next week, if not early part of the week after, which would be July.
Perfect.
It will be posted most likely on Eventbrite, and it will be advertised on our social media platforms.
And the OFC will blast it everywhere. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. So all right. So I would say more for July too. I think it would give us time to saturate, let people know what's up. So then that is awesome. And then there was one more question I was going to ask. Okay, so then how do they register? How do they get in contact with you guys? How do they connect?
So that they can send an email to info@planitefficiency.solutions.com. PlanIt is PLANIT. With the subject heading Blind Installer Program, and they can direct their comments there.
Blind Installer Program. So that's info@PlanIt. So that's PLANIT. Efficiency, spelled like efficiency. Solutions, spelled like solutions with an S. Okay, I'm not. You guys heard the hard time I had with PlanIt. I'm not about to drag you guys through as I banter up efficiency and solutions.
Efficient plural.
you see, it's not efficient. It's just efficient. PlanIt efficient solution with an S. I'm just butchering it. Sorry, guys. You already know how we get down here. Anyways, I'm sharing it on all our pages anyway, so you guys will have it there. Is our contact phone number for people who are just easier and just want to call?
Yeah, I'll give you the toll free, just in case people are calling from outside. It's 1-888-827-6790.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to repeat that one time because you know how it is. Somebody's hearing it now. They're trying to take out their phone to take it down. They're taking a second. They're hearing me. They're like, yes. Okay, checking Facebook. Can you? All right, now they're ready. Perfect. So one more time.
1-888-827-6790. It's recorded, but there's an option for you to press, I think, 0, and you'll get somebody live. If not, just leave a message.
That's it. And somebody will definitely. So this is an awesome op, and anything that has to do with empowerment, creating opportunities for people in the community. I always make sure to prioritize these kind of things because this is what we're about. We need to be empowering each other, create opportunities for us to be able to sustain ourselves. And the fact it's a trait is huge. I like to wrap up. This is partly with the people, but you are on the Empower Hour show. And I like to wrap up the interviews with some empowering words. So now, as we're wrapping up, can you bless our listeners with some empowering words?
Yes. So I've got two things that I want to share. The first is not everything that is free is free. So not everything that is free is free. There's always a cost to everything, whether it be your time, your energy, your space, your attention, or your data. And then my second thing, data is the new gold. Now, whether that's being used for good or for bad is still up in the air, but I'm going to lean towards the latter. So be very careful who you share your data with, and consider what is being asked for, why it's being asked, and how they will be using that information. Not just now. We're not talking about today. The thing with data is that it's going to be there 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 25 years from now, 100 years from now. So how are they going to use that data? Because it might not be in the way that it was either explained or that you envisioned. So be very careful.
Woo, Queen, I appreciate you for always keeping it 100 with the people, planting seeds. These are things, just something to think about, guys. Just especially now they're farming data like crazy. So be very mindful when they're asking you to fill out this, fill out that, unless it's come from the OFC, because you already know we got you guys. But aside from that, there's nothing wrong with questioning these things and knowing the sources and where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Queen Kara, I am so glad that we had an opportunity to connect and to have you on Parlay with the People today. It's a blessing having you. It's a blessing having you as a member of the OFC community. I am looking forward to continuing to build. I'm looking forward to the success of this program. Guys, our queens who are listening, please do not hesitate, because I know it's limited spaces. So you definitely want to connect ASAP to put your candidate in, or your candidates, that's what I was going to say, but to let Kara know that you are interested and you want to get involved, even just to find out more information, just send in an email, do a quick call, let her know. And if you heard it here, let her know you heard it from the OFC, from the Empower Hour. That's always
very nice. Very nice.
Hey, so again, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for supporting.
Kings and queens, this was the Empower Hour with Pharaoh Freeman, Queen Kaya, and Gina the Great. We are on live every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. and broadcasting Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Subscribe and watch us on empowermtl.com and email us at empowermtl@gmail.com to anonymously be featured on our What's the Tea Mail segment. Stay blessed, black, and highly favored.